I have a question, Skender. What are the consequences of following falsehood versus reality?
The following what?
What are the consequences? Like, I cannot differ between falsehood and reality quite yet.
What are the consequences of following reality?
Not reality, but not what feels real. What is not real? What does that lead to?
Skenda, look, listen,
A bit
everything is
abstract.
real if you
Okay.
use it to develop a spiritual life. Every illusion, every piece of Maya can be real, depending upon how you see it and how you use it. And it becomes, Maya, it becomes illusion, when it takes away from a human being working on themselves to have a spiritual life.
Mm,
But whatever it is, money, this, that, the other, it's all real. And it needs to be, we need to learn how to use it in life so that we can grow, so that we can, develop, closer capacity to be with higher energy. That's the problem. It's not that whether things are real or not real.
mm,
They're only real based upon how we see them. And I learned years ago that whatever it is in life, the most negative, crazy things that have happened to me became opportunities for me to grow spiritually. I mean it. And
mm,
they taught me how to use those things as an opportunity to grow. They also taught me how I don't want to live my life, which is very real.
mm.
So it totally dependent upon how people view life. There are people that can take the most horrendous situations and use it in a way where they grow, they develop a spiritual life because of it. So I don't know the answer to that. I don't know what's real and what's not real. I can't delineate what is real and what is not real. But
Mm.
I do, live my life according to my ability to use whatever happens to me as an opportunity to grow. And there are negative things that happen all the time. Just had one that happened that was a shock. But its purpose was to teach me more about growing inside myself. So you begin to eliminate positive and negative. Positive and negative are manifestations of the human mind. And you begin to see, how can I use this to grow? How can this help me in my life, whatever it is? And I know there are terrible situations in the world, like it's going on in the Ukraine and going on in the Middle East. I mean, there are horrible things that are happening there. But as I've said many times, I can't remember a day in my life where there hasn't been a war somewhere on earth. Not one day can I remember where somewhere in the world there wasn't a war. There was always a war going on somewhere. And the whole thing is, when do people learn? When do they learn? Revenge, anger, it doesn't work. It doesn't resolve anything, but create more revenge and more anger. The day people learn that, they can turn all of those situations around. Will they learn that? I doubt it. That's why there are hundreds of incarnations that people go through in order to finally begin to see how to use everything in life as a way to get to God, as to develop spiritually. And none of us can judge anyone else because we've all had many, many incarnations. And, I honestly believe in one of those incarnations, we were rebels, we were terrorists, we were this, we were that. we really have lived through an enormous number of different situations over lifetimes. And we're not here to judge people. Because basically, if you judge them, you're judging yourself. Do I have an answer to all of this? No, I don't. And I don't think anybody who has any sanity has any answer to any of this, except they have to grow in themselves and truly use life as a means of getting to God, a means of really embracing a higher force of energy in the universe. And then it gets back to each and every one of us, and that's where it should go. Each and every one of us. Are we capable of building an inner life? Can we? Do we want to build an inner life that enables us to create a dialectic between positive and negative, that they merge? One brings about the other until a human being's consciousness and their capacity is to unify them. And you can only unify them by developing a wholeness inside oneself. Then all of these things come together. They dissolve. If we create that wholeness inside ourselves. So do I know what's real and what's not real? Not intellectually, I don't know. Look, wars and this, it's people starving to death. They're terrible. I remember Rudy once said, he was walking down the street and there was this woman giving her child a smack in the face. And he got all upset until he realized, what did he do to deserve that? He might have pissed on her leg, or something, or did something terrible that had brought that out of her. So who's to judge and who's to form a final opinion about what's right or wrong in life? The best we can do is fix ourselves, unify the polarity inside ourselves, create a wholeness inside ourselves that enables us to live in this world and to be able to see how to use everything to get closer to God, closer to spirit. I hope this is clear because there are no answers to that question. What's real? I mean, everything in life comes and goes. It's all transient. It's all, you know, everything. So what's real? I don't know. But at the same time, a wholeness inside myself, a union of polarity, a building of a system that can do that enables me to connect with what's permanent in the universe. And that's higher energy. And everything else is transient. It comes, it goes, it has its life and it disappears. And the extraordinary thing to me is that every human being can do this. They have to learn how to do it. They have to have a need to do it. The need to do this has to transcend the need to make money and greed and, and all this stuff that goes on in the world, which ultimately leads to just a lot of disappointment. But the need to become whole inside, to unify ourselves, to develop a chakra system that can do this, to me, that's real. And that brings about the capacity to distinguish between what's real in the world and what is an illusion. What's real helps you to grow. What's an illusion is what takes your life away.
That makes sense. Mm. Mm.
Does anyone else have a question?
That was beautiful, Stuart. Thank you.
Hmm?
That was beautiful, Stuart. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, wonderful.
Well, thank you for coming to America, getting extra classes, showing that need to develop your life. I really appreciate that, Skender. I can't tell you how much that means.
Well, thank you, Stuart. Like, yeah.
People are willing to do that has great meaning to me, you know?
Mm.
Makes me work 10 times harder. I was having two
Mm.
classes a day here, you know, because people were here. They came from all over the place.
Uh, Thank you, Stuart, so much for that. You know, I've been looking for this for 15 years. I've been obsessing about this type of stuff, and I feel like now I can actually relax and start living my life, you know, like doing other stuff, and because I feel like I've found something, and something is like the energy has changed in me, and
Well, God
I
bless
learned a lot during the weekend, and
you.
you know, I know it's just randomly how it happened, but like you have the perfect like go to a retreat and then 3 meditations a week. It's an exceptional program you have created to.
Well, that's what I'm here for, to help you do. I really mean it. I have no other purpose in life. My purpose is to give this thing I learned in my life away. People come, they get it. People come to these classes online, they get it. You come in
Mm,
person, it's twice as strong, you know?
mm.
Anyway, I'm tired of selling this thing. I mean,
I'm sorry.
you
I can do
gotta,
it.
you gotta find it in yourself, and then it becomes personal. Does
Mm.
anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Look, again, I'll repeat it. There are two reasons to come. We're born here to be happy. We're born here to embrace love, to be able to find our own self-worth as human beings, to be able to share that self-worth through an open heart with other people, to be loved and to love somebody and to love God and to love life. Life is sacred. I say it all the time. We're given X amount of time, you know, to live on this ridiculous planet. But that time is sacred. And then it depends on what we do with it. It's, you know, and every human being is given that gift of life. It's an extraordinary gift. Most people just piss it away. I'm not saying people here do. You all come and you work on yourself, and I'm just really grateful for that. I just can't tell you how much that means to me. But life itself is a sacred gift. Does anyone else have a question you would like to ask? Okay, there'll be meditation class on Sunday. You all have a wonderful weekend. God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you for being a sacred gift in my life. Okay. I really mean that. It's just wonderful. So God bless you. And hopefully
Thank
I'll
you,
see
Stuart.
everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.